Hey, Dr. Fred DiDomenico, and we're going to show you the trailer to the Level 3 Module 2 webinar on MCA, Advanced Communication, that takes people from limitation, God, that sucks, limiting beliefs, being stuck, into empowerment. What's that mean? Taking massive action and being able to change your life right now. That's what MCA training is all about. Why? Because it's chiropractic purpose. We take people from a limited subluxated life into their God-given potential unsubluxated life. Right? So we're going to show you how to do this. There's no other training like this in chiropractic. So if you're watching this trailer, there's going to be a boatload of tips right here that if even some of them intrigue you and you watch this webinar, it's going to be a total game changer with the amount of detail, the mindset, and the tools that we're going to give you to be able to transform people. Okay? Got it. So what's the theme on October 2nd? It's reviewing the most powerful, influential, and coaching tools. It's a two-step system. Are you ready? Number one, see the best in people. Number two, talk about it. So we see the best in people, and basically what we're saying is just tell them. Why is that so influential? Well, there's a number of reasons. First of all, one thing we teach in Elite, how do we get in that state where we see the best in people? Because sometimes we look at people, we listen to their objections, we see their problem, and God, man, this just makes so much sense. What don't you get? When we get judgmental, we get defensive. So we got to start with the 4 subconscious beliefs. Number one is that chiropractic is a universal law. What's that mean? Hey, life force of the physical body keeps the body healthy. Take away that life force, it gets sick. So this is important principle. Number two, that every spirit that hears that truth feels it is truth. So if you're communicating a law, every spiritual being, which we are, feels it is truth. That gives you the confidence as you're speaking chiropractic to be able to see the best in people. Number three is the universe has intention. What's that mean? That person is in front of you for a reason because they're there to hear that truth. And number four, they want to be in relationship with you. Well, why does this help you see the best in people? Because you're communicating universal law. As you're talking, they feel it is truth, even though they may not understand it in their mind. They feel it in their body, right? They're there for a reason. They want to be in relationship with you. So automatically, you're making an NA to NA connection. Now, why is that important? Because influence is the transference of emotion. So how you feel about something is going to determine how they feel about something, and you're transferring your influence. Well, with those 4 subconscious beliefs, you have confidence, you have conviction, you're not defensive. It puts you into a higher consciousness. And when you're in a higher consciousness, you can raise those people up into a higher consciousness because the foundation is the 4 subconscious beliefs. So step one is have us be in the right state so we can transfer that state. Now, what's another reason? How do you do this again? Well, we know the 6 human needs: certainty, uncertainty, significance, loving, connection, growth, and contribution. These come from Tony Robbins' Unleash Power Within. He teaches this, right? These are the 6 needs that every human experiences. Well, when you see the best in someone, number one, that's automatic connection. You create a connection. Everybody likes to be complimented and acknowledged, which makes them feel significant. And if they feel a connection and they feel significance, they're going to grow in a positive way. And if they grow in a positive way, then they're going to get to the 6th human need, which is contribution. Now, if you have a patient and a spouse, and by seeing the best in people, which would be how you handle objection, well, when the husband says, "We can't afford it," immediately, which is the next reason, you change their focus. So what do they focus on? "I can't afford it." What do you want them to focus on? "Miss Jones, I know why you're here. Your primary concern is really your wife's health. Do you believe she has a condition that's making her body worse?" "Yes." "Do you believe it's getting worse every day?" "Yeah." So you're really here because that's your biggest concern. You're really finding out how you can get everything you want and make it financially successful for you. Is that right? You're really trying to figure out how you can do both. See, that's seeing the best in them. Now, when they get to the level of contribution, they actually want to help their spouse now, which is fascinating because how many spouses, they forget about their spouse's condition, the patient's condition, because they're so focused and stuck on the money, they forget what they're really dealing with, and that is a sick spouse. Why? Because they get so caught up on the hamster on the financial wheel. So seeing the best in them is like a pattern interruption and a reframe. It knocks them off that wheel. It makes them feel good. It connects themselves and with you, because as you acknowledge them, we're going to go through this in more detail, obviously. I'm getting into this a bit now. So you see the best in them, you're meeting human needs. Now we know most people are trying to meet 2, but when you're meeting 3 emotional needs for the same reason, you have an addiction. Wouldn't we love to get patients addicted to contribute? Wouldn't we love to get spouses addicted to want to contribute to their patient spouse? So when we meet these needs, we meet them by seeing the best in people and then talking about it, raising their state, helping them feel better, helping them meet multiple needs. Also, when we see the best in people, we already mentioned it, we change their focus. So we focus on whatever they're stuck on that's a small thing into what really matters. Let's talk about what really matters. It matters in your marriage. It matters that you want to protect the health and financial security of the family. Those are all positive things. So seeing the best in people changes their focus from something negative into something positive. So that leaves the 4th thing, pain and pleasure. We take it from something negative, which is painful, right? Which means when they associate with pain, they don't want to do it, although it may initiate change. But pleasure is something they want, because getting rid of pain is something they need. But people don't buy what they need, they buy what they want. So how do they get rid of the pain? By not doing your program. So when we see the best in them and we talk about it, we move them from pain, avoidance of pain, into pleasure, which that's what they want. Now we associate pleasure by seeing the best in them and talking about it. And we change their focus, and we get them to the level of contribution, and we influence them on all this is happening at once. That's how you handle objections. What's the 5th thing? Values, identity, purpose. Those are the higher level motivations. It's what do they value, right? What's a value of a blue collar worker, father, husband, protector of the family security? So when you give them, oh, by the way, here's a problem you didn't expect, and it's $4,000 for the first 40 visits or whatever it is, that just threatened the financial security, when in reality, right, the disease is a bigger threat. So isn't really having a program that you can protect the health really an assurance policy? Right? So we reframe. So the whole thing is we bring them into a higher state, and we talk about their values, because that raises them. Who are they? We understand you're the protector. You value protection. You value the financial protection. What's their purpose? So we talk about their purpose. That's their highest elevation. It's also 7 steps of mastering change. You want to create permanent change? Associate their values, identity, and purpose with your program. When your program helps them fulfill that life purpose, which is really their highest emotional state, fulfilling that life purpose, that's seeing the best in them. So we see the best in them and talk about it. It's easy to talk about purpose. Now we bring them into a higher state. When they're in a higher state, they're going to take a higher action. When they're in a higher state, they're probably going to contribute, which means they're going to agree to the program. So you guys get the basic idea. We're going to go through all these 5 steps and more in more detail on how seeing the best in people and talking about it will not only help you handle objections, but it will help you bring the best out in patients, spouses, your team, and really help you take your practice to the next level. This is guaranteed growth. Get this one video down, one webinar down, and I guarantee you will see growth and more patient commitments from your practice. Excited to talk to you October 2nd.